Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Brewing e-commerce. And today I have somebody, a very young brand, and somebody we've been fortunate to work with for quite some time. And I've been really amazed by their journey, and that's why I requested Shubham, who leads this entire effort, to come and join us. There is a lot that we will go and peek into and listen to him from the journey, etc. But something which is the most exciting and what I'd like to focus on this podcast is I love the way newer brands are coming and trying to disrupt the old biggies in the industry, and that's just the amazing way to do it. So, saying that, Shubham, welcome so much. Really happy to have you here.
Thank you, Shwetank. I'm really excited to be here. I think this was one of the things that we had discussed when we had the chat for the very first time about
Yes,
your podcast, and also it was the thing that got me connected with Kui.
yeah.
So yes, very excited to be here.
Thank you, Shubham. So let's start from the journey, right? When I look at you, honestly, I feel like I wish I started something as young at your age, kind of a thing, right? Because and I talk to you, so I understand where you come from. Trying to do something what you're doing is not easy. So let's start from where it all started. Where was the idea? How did you come up to do this? And I'd love to take a peek on the whole background till where you are now, please.
Hmm, got it. So I'll give a brief about myself. I have completed engineering in mechanical, and I graduated in 2020. I During the pandemic, I decided to get into my family business. My family has a textiles business, so my father was my main motivation to understand business, how business is done, and everything related to it. So yes, my family and my father specifically has been my motivation for it. During the pandemic, we started on this thing, activewear brand. So basically, everything related to sports, because that was the thing that was quite, people are very excited about it during the pandemic. We
Indeed.
have to get particular sportswear that we can, get into different activities and everything. So we started that, but due to some issues, we could not go ahead and launch that brand.
Hmm.
And after that, I decided to start this brand, Kearo, where I thought ki instead of getting into all kinds of apparels, let's start with the very minimal thing, something that people feel is a very insignificant part of clothing, but it is not actually. It has a very significant effect on an everyday mood, confidence, self-esteem throughout the day. It is a very important thing. So that's underwear. So we started with underwears, and that's where we are now. After 1 year of launching Kearo, we launched in August 22, and now we are getting into other categories as well.
Nice, impressive. I think the way you summarize is quite beautiful, Shubham. That everybody focuses on all the other aspects of it, but something which is so important for our everyday existence and the hygiene
Yes.
part of it, and the other factors is the inner clothing and inner wear, which is what you started with. So was it like you identified there is some kind of a niche gap in the market? You did some primary research, spoke to a few people. How was the decision to kind of zero down on launching this product category?
Yeah. So, see, one of the main things that we wanted to do was make it sustainable, make it make the
Right.
product sustainable. Firstly, even before deciding what the product will be, we thought कि जो भी बनाएंगे, it has to be sustainable, so that
Sure.
the incentives or the actions that government is taking to actually, promote sustainability and stop the wastage and everything, we can be a part of it, and later on we can be also promote it on our as a brand.
Very
So
nice.
with that focus in mind, then we came in on to deciding that we want to start with the very first thing to be worn by any individual.
Hmm.
So that's when we decided we'll go get
Okay.
into a sustainable apparel brand and start with underwears as the main product for the
Very,
launch.
very nice. And that's quite unique. I've never heard this, right? I've heard people trying to go and find out that there are these X amount of products,
Hmm.
and we don't find there is a product for this particular niche use case, right?
Hmm.
Or there is this bigger brand and there is this smaller brand, and there is, in the middle there is this price of this product is not available, so we'll kind of bring a product for that price range. But
Ah,
I think where you come from is very unique, is the whole importance, and one of the pivotal reasons for you to do is sustainability, and
correct.
then you kind of drew it further, so quite unique from that standpoint. My next question here, Shubham, will be that, okay, so you understood that sustainability is very important, that
Hmm.
has to be there. So for young people who want to start a D2C brand, right,
Hmm.
who want to go and launch themselves in the market, how would you summarize the 0 to 1 journey is, right? Once you know that you want to launch this product, then what are the kind of things that you had to go through? What are the struggles and what are the pitfalls that you can suggest others avoid?
Got it. So see, okay, there are three things actually. Firstly, I'm not at one. We've not yet reached at from 0 to 1. We are still on the way, and there is a long way to go. There's a long way to go from 1 to 10, and then so on. Secondly, um, in terms of apparels, I think I would say that one of the major things that you have to know is how to connect with the manufacturers, because they will be a pivotal point in what quality of garment you're making and what is the quality you're going to provide to your customers. So one of the things that we usually face an issue with in the start was MOQs. So when we start off as a new brand, it's difficult to convince the manufacturers to get onto a lower MOQ, because that's a high investment.
Hmm.
So you have to be patient with that and have enough convincing power to convince the manufacturers to create the product for you,
Correct.
and that you can launch into the market with a good product.
Yeah,
Another thing that I think is important is the differentiation, how you differentiate your product or your offering
absolutely.
from others. I understand that it's not always possible to totally differentiate a product, but then should be some difference in the offering that you're giving or the way that you're providing it to the customers.
Yeah,
Because
true.
I have heard this a lot from the people I talk in the industry now, that differentiation is the most important thing for your startup to exist or anything of that sort. But I particularly feel that differentiation is not only supposed to be in the terms of product, but it can be in terms of the service that you're providing as well.
Yeah, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And just drawing a parallels of that to our side of the world, where the SaaS, right,
Yeah.
it's about value, and value can always be delivered either you provide incremental revenue conversions or things like that.
Hmm.
That's one way to deliver value, and the second way to deliver value is the same task can be achieved in far lesser resource and time, right?
Correct.
So at the end, that is also value. And I think what you say is very right. Differentiation for a brand can mean multiple things,
Hmm.
and at the end of it, it's the when they actually consume your product, the
Yeah.
feeling that they have is where differentiation really stands.
Correct. So with that thought, and like the thing that you said brings one thought in mind is the reviews that we've received from our customers. So we have received amazing reviews from our customers, and
Yeah.
uh, I mean sometimes it just I can't stop smiling the whole day once I read those reviews. There's one that compared us to one of the huge markable brands in the
Sure.
industry. I won't
Yeah.
name it, but that was even we're not even competing with those
Sure.
brands, because they're at another level. But one comment, one review from the customer left good remark, a good mark on us, that
Yeah.
we are in the right place and we
Yeah.
know what to do ahead.
Well, that's super. And from an inspirational standpoint, because you're a founder, the life is not very easy. But something hearing like that, you are not comparing yourselves, but a consumer is.
Hmm.
And for them, everything is with the same lens. And hearing something like
Right.
that really is all right. It's all worth the effort. Funny enough that I was
Yes.
talking to another founder, and she runs a very nice startup, and She like, I used to be obsessed just calling the customers and trying to find out, how it is. And if I would not receive a good review, I would kind of cry, just that how can I improve my product. And if I would get a good review, then I would like smile like silly all day, because that's the kind of impact they have. So
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. No, no, that is true. And uh, I think how important it is that once you have a product differentiation,
Hmm.
which, like you explained, can be in different ways, right? Is it that you get to nail the ICP already, or your ICP gets like filtered over a period of product development? Right? Did you already know that maybe when you're launching this innerwear stuff, and then you want to launch it for targeting maybe, so 18 to 25, or you
Hmm.
want to do it for this? Is that important in the industry, or is that important for you?
Yeah. So see, when we actually launched, we launched with the thought in mind that we want to launch it for we want to create the brand for both youth and millennials. So it,
Okay.
it shouldn't be very specific to youth,
Hmm.
because when we are offering something more quirky, more colorful, we would like it to be at a scale where a person of my father's age is also comfortable wearing it.
Perfect. Hmm.
So with that thought in mind, we started off, and
Hmm.
slowly with the marketings and with the performance marketing that we started seeing results that there is a particular age group, a particular target population, target demographic that we know is getting us good conversions, getting us good customers.
Hmm.
So we started focusing on that.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
So
That's good.
we, in a way, we narrowed it down through the journey.
Yeah. Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
Because uh, the better you razor sharp focus your filter, I think the entire messaging,
Hmm.
and everything around the ICP gets more
Hmm.
and more filtered, right? Which is just better for them, etc.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you found out your mission, which is sustainability. You've come up with a really cool brand. You've done the product development. You've launched it, right? Now, I'd like to understand from you that from being ready to launching in the market,
Hmm.
what are the kind of things that a new founder in this space should take care of? Right? Are there some tips, or are there some things like I'll give you just little structure for this, right? Again,
Hmm.
like you need to have a nice website ready, you need to have a performance marketing agency, you need to have social media, you need to have a budget, or all these kind of things. How are you ready for market?
Got it. Okay. So I think a few things that you already mentioned. So I'll just take a count on them. So there are firstly there's website. You should have your own website. Now there are a lot of platforms like Shopify which offer you great assistance in creating your own website.
Hmm.
Secondly, there's a social media team. So first, you don't have to take a decision of handling everything on your own.
Hmm.
There are some things that you can always like take it on your own, because being a startup, you have to be frugal about it.
Absolutely.
So social media team is very important to
Yeah.
actually take your offering to the customers, showcase it to them what you're offering, how you're bringing it ahead. Third
Hmm.
is the performance marketing team, the one that will get you sales,
Hmm.
take your product into the markets through Meta ads, through Google ads, through other platforms to get you the sales. So because in the start, it'll be very difficult to actually get customers through social media marketing or
Correct.
anything else.
Hmm.
You cannot just create a website and start getting sales. Performance marketing is actually a very important aspect in the very start
Hmm.
to start getting sales and start getting people who can actually be customers, if not at that particular point of time, but at a later stage.
This is one question that I get asked a lot, Shubham, is when you are starting out, maybe you're a 1 or 2 year old brand, should they outsource or appoint an agency for performance marketing, or they should have somebody in house? What would you recommend?
See, see, at this stage, I know that it was the best decision that I decided to go with the performance marketing team,
Okay.
because it is a complex process. You can actually make an account and start learning it on the go, but it is not actually very easy to understand the algorithms that Meta actually uses. And when you use an agency, you get the hold of those algorithms, and they understand it much better than you can do.
Mm,
At this point of time, after 1 year of seeing all the agencies that we have worked with, how they go through with things, how they go through the creatives, the targeting, and everything, we have a brief understanding of what to do and what not to do.
mhm.
But they're still the experts in it. So I
Okay,
think it's much better to. I mean, it is upon you on what kind of agency you want to go ahead with, like how much they're charging. It can be less, but
sure.
then you have to make sure that you're going with something that actually gives you the returns as well.
Okay, okay. Makes sense that they are the experts, and that's what I also kind of suggest, that go with them, because at the initial time there is so much that you have to sort out, have less battles to fight, and
Hmm.
then once strings streamline, and once you start seeing the channels working for you, then maybe you can have them in house once you grow at stage, etc. So
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
okay. My next question will be a very controversial one, and I'd love to take your pick on that. We've seen the whole e-commerce go through a big curve, okay, in the
Hmm.
past 4 to 5 years, and past, I would say, 1 year now, the only word being associated with the whole D2C is profitability,
Yes.
and we all know profitability comes, has its positives and negative,
Hmm.
because your growth slows down, your growth needs money, etc. So what kind of path are you on, and how would you advise others to build the brand?
Okay. So yes, we are also on our path to profitability, because that is one of the things that motivates the team, the founder itself. And I think, in a way, once we are profitable, or when we are on our path to profitability, we'll be able to offer the best things to the customers as well.
Hmm.
We'll have more resources to be able to give out products, new categories, new variants to the customers. So that's my take on particularly Kearo. And secondly, if I'm suggesting people on how to go ahead with it, I think uh, you have to, from the point you start, you have to know that the price that you're giving to your product, you have to keep in mind all the costs that you're incurring on to making that product and putting it into the market, so that from the very start you keep profitability in mind. I particularly don't believe in the fact that we can just spend enormous amounts of money, but may it be like we raise funds and do it, or it is bootstrap. But I
Hmm.
don't believe in the fact that we just spend enormous amounts of money and get at a stage where we are at a huge scale, but then we're still not profitable.
Okay, perfect.
I believe profitability, for the sake of profitability, you have to start from the very start itself.
Okay, so would you offer a 80% discount or a 20% discount?
I would offer a 40% discount so that I can take my profits home.
Okay, okay, clever. Good. Okay. uh Shopify or marketplaces?
Shopify,
Okay, perfect. Facebook ads or Instagram ads?
Facebook ads.
Facebook ads. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's good. And about the vertical, the category that you are in, right? Um, do you see the bigger brands which are in the industry, because they've been there for donkeys years now, right?
Mm,
It's like, people would not say that I want to go and buy an underwear. They would go and say that maybe I want to go and buy a jockey.
mm.
It's that as synonymous as that. How tough has it been to go and even make people remind that, hey, there is this one more thing, right? Are there some creative ways? How are you trying to bring yourself about in the market?
Okay. So, firstly, you've already named the brand that I was trying to not name it in the start. And secondly, we are not exactly competing with Jockey at the moment, because they are at a very huge scale. We are still starting off. We call ourselves a startup because we have a different population to target right now.
Hmm.
And when it comes to offering,
Sorry, but I want to ask, just to understand, why would you say that you're not competing? Is it because the price point is different? Is it because the target segment or the ICP is different? Is it the
yes,
product which is different?
It's the target segment that is different. Jockey is more predominantly focused on their offline markets. We currently are doing only online. And when we talk about the target segment, or when we talk about our offering to the customers, uh, I particularly talk to the customers or talk to the abandoned checkouts that people who decided not to go ahead with the purchase. I personally call them and ask why and like what was the reason they didn't go ahead with the purchase. And there's sometimes the people say that your prices are too high. I could get some 3 to 4 jockeys in the prices of the two of your products. So the only thing that I tell them is, sir, don't go ahead with purchase of 2 or 3 products. Just try one product. I know it'll charge you a premium. We'll give you the discount that is possible to for us as well. But
Hmm.
try one product and you'll know the difference in the product that we are providing you, the quality that we are providing, and the
True.
quality that any other brand is providing. We
Makes
don't
sense.
want you to just buy 5, 6 products in the very start. Just try one and make your decision.
Okay. No, that makes sense. That makes sense because it it's hard that change is hard for everybody,
Correct.
right? And you know that. But once you help them cross the line, and then the experience, then your product has to stand out, which your review shows it has, and then
Yes.
you are kind of putting them out for a longer term and things like
Hmm.
that. So yeah, okay, that's pretty nice. And do you think like apparel as an industry
Hmm.
took some years, even in the Indian online shopping space, to be ready so that you can actually I can order that from Flipkart or Myntra or things like that, right? So the bigger marketplaces really helped in that adoption. For an innerwear brand, do you think the country is ready now for doing it online?
So I agree, totally agree that people took a lot of time to, time and comfort at both actually to get used to this change of buying things online because in terms of apparel, size is a very big role to play. Size and
Yes.
actually the feel of the product as well. That's
Yeah.
why people prefer to go into the stores, feel the product, what kind of
Yeah.
comfort they're getting, and the size. If try the size on, if it fits them well or not.
Yeah.
But when you talk about innerwear, even if you go to a store, they won't let you try it.
Absolutely. Yes.
The
So I
only
think, yeah,
thing,
that part works. Yeah.
only thing you get in hand is the feel of the product. And
Yes.
that is something we predominantly focus on showcasing to our customers through our
Yeah.
social media or any of the other sources so
Yes.
that we can tell them that we are sure that the day you order it and the day you open the parcel that you receive,
Yeah.
the very moment that you're pulling the product out of the package, you'll
Yeah.
realize the happiness or the comfort that you're getting from that product.
Super nice. Okay.
So that is the thing, and I think in terms of innovas, and when you're talking about online purchase, people are still very doubtful of if they should go ahead with it because whether the size will not fit them, and if they're
Mm.
not able to fit the size, they'll not be able to get it exchange or this thing also.
Mm.
So due to hygiene, even we have this policy that we cannot offer any returns or exchanges
Of
on the
course.
product.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, in innerwear, it is still one of the major things because of which the industry is still not ready. The people, customers are still not ready to just go with the flow.
Yeah. But the trend is changing, right? It
Yes.
might be slower. It needs that kind of push. But I've seen your website as well, and I know from a sizing perspective to tell people that what should they order and how the cloth thing is plays a very important role. So if I have to summarize this in the other way, I would say this, Shubham, that I need to understand my product and I need to understand what are the factors which are very important, but I might not be able to allow that experience online. So I
Hmm.
need to take care of those points in my creative, on my
Correct.
website, things
Correct.
like that. So I'm removing as much as the inertia as
Yes.
possible so that people give it a try. Yeah, that's very nicely thought through. Okay, that's great. Okay, perfect. What are the cool offers and stuff you guys are launching now in the upcoming festival season?
I won't name the offers right now. Instead, I would give a hint about the new categories that we're coming up with.
Oh, cool.
We are bringing two different categories, one in the men's and one in women's. and we're soon gonna launch it along with Diwali, or mostly right after Diwali.
Okay, wow. No, so looking forward to that as well. Um, and one of the last questions, Shubham, but a very, very important question is you have to tell us something about yourself that you've not told anybody.
Anybody? I don't. I'm not sure if there's anything that I've not told anybody. Uh, uh, mm, okay, that's very difficult.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
but come on, let's try it out. Let's make it a little fun.
hmm.
Or a cool fact, or something that you'd like to share with everyone.
Okay. There's one thing that I would say. It's not exactly something about me, but about Kearo itself.
Sure.
We had received an offer to promote ourselves in a movie, which was a really amazing offer for us and for us to. I mean, it was a because I actually visited that particular film in this whole house
Okay.
to have the meeting. But
Nice.
then for a startup like ours, it was commercially not possible at that moment, not affordable for us, so we couldn't go ahead
Okay.
with it. But yeah,
Okay.
that was one of the key moments for us.
Yeah. Yeah. But that goes to show that during the journey, a lot of people will find a lot of creative ways to kind of bring the brand about. And I think this is
Yes,
another channel that I couldn't think of, but glad that you guys explored. And if it didn't work out now, it doesn't matter. It'll not work out in the future, right? But
yes.
there are so many creative ways to get out there, and especially the product that you're talking about. It
Hmm.
has to be cool, jazzy, and snazzy, which appeals to your target audience.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Shubham, for your time. I,
Thank
I
you.
think got a lot of nuggets from you. How to start, have the main pillar of what to build the product on, how to launch, and the exciting new things coming from your product. We're very happy and glad that we're getting a chance to work with you and learn from you as well. So from the team, we also am very thankful to you about that, and we look forward to getting more on the products and talk about how those things are going and having you again on the podcast soon.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. And actually, I'm very thankful for having Kui with along with us. And yes, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Shivam. You take care.
Take care.